I produced a video called Everything I Hate About Diablo 4. I didn't. It was about local co-op ARPGs that aren't Diablo 4. I am Couch Coop, and we are going to be looking at some local co-op content, particularly this new season from Diablo, and it's the Vessel of Hatred. Now, this is paid DLC. This costs like £40 and came out in October of 2024. Comes with some new characters, some new jungle environments, but the cool news is that whole base level campaign that you would have access to without this DLC, or just with Diablo 4 on its own, has changed, so it's worth a look. If you haven't logged into this for like a year, then you'll see that your older characters cannot access this new campaign. You have to start a new one from scratch, which is okay because there's some new choices. There's a Beastmaster dude, which I gravitated to. Now, this game is on its zoomed mode, and all of this footage is going to be running at its quality setup. It does kind of hold it together, considering how many moving parts there are. But on launch, the quality mode, particularly in local co-op, was something we didn't bother with. But it's nice to see it now with all its lighting and particle dissipation. It is the prettiest local co-op ARPG on the market. Enough blabbering, show us some local co-op. And why didn't you buy that DLC at 35-40 quid? I'm waiting for Blizzard to send me some codes. Sorry. I've also got my Monster Hunter Wilds codes coming in tomorrow. So great seeing ACG, a diehard Monster Hunter fan of like 1 hour, get his access 2 days ago. I'm not destroyed with anger. Apologies, you might not be aware, I never get review codes for any AAA games, ever, full stop, not even AA. We've got Haze Studio releasing its new game, Split Fiction, coming up in March, and that Yusuf, even though I've peddled out all of his previous games for free for years, is not even going to notice the 16 emails I've sent him. It's great being me. When I'm king, when I'm at the top of all of this, they'll come crawling to me, won't they, to beg me to feature their games on the channel. You just keep living that dream, Coop. It will happen when he's 77, after the asteroid. Alright, knuckle down. I do want to talk about Diablo's playstyle, its gameplay model, because it is very particular, and I loved the first game, and the second, the original. That was an LAN classic. There's been a recent surge in popularity with a certain individual, or unpopularity, called Elon Musk. The man has managed to get himself in front of every single TV camera, newspaper front page, and social media post on the planet for the last 13 months. You cannot turn a corner without seeing that hat that he wears way too high. Anyway, Musk is like boasting about being one of the top end Diablo 4 players. Now that's quite an accolade for me, because I am aware of how much time it takes, right, to click that mouse button, take that health when that little goblet goes down. It is white knuckle, to say the least. It's a very different gaming landscape to maybe that lunatic tiger in Wukong. I would love to see if Elon has equivalent skill over on that side. I think you guys are understanding what I'm talking about here. I guarantee if you went up to Elon and said, have you played Sekiro? Have you ever heard of The Surge 2? They'd be like, no, that's just not my thing. It's not my genre. No, of course it's not, because you've got to be actually good to get somewhere on those games. No, they're just not my type, that's all. I'm more into sort of point and click action adventures like Day of the Tentacle. Now, despite my tongue-in-cheek pop at top-end Diablo 4 players, there is a certain therapeutic relaxation attached to this sort of model. I do love looking at the animations, seeing all the numbers fly up and working out what your best and most effective set of hotkeys is. Against Diablo 3, Diablo 4 is a bit of an embarrassment on a local co-op level, only offering you 2 players and not really giving that awesome dynamic camera zoom that we saw in 3. 3 is kind of the gem on the local level. I would go back to that if you want more than 2 people on the couch. One thing that I want to say in Blizzard's defense, particularly on this Battle.net front, and I never thought I'd say this because that app on your desktop is seriously annoying over on PC, but many moons ago I went to review this over on PC free and leveled a load of characters, found out the hard way that local co-op isn't a thing, which blew my mind. Anyway, when I logged into this PlayStation 5 version after like a year, all of that progression carried over through that app, and I thought that was absolutely amazing, because those things, they breathe down your neck all the time. The EA one, the Ubisoft one, you guys know what I'm talking about. Secondly, in Diablo 4's defense, because I feel I've been a little bit of a moaning mini here, both of these accounts are strictly offline. They have no PSN on either of them, so you do not need a paid PSN account, despite the game asking you all the time. Plus you've got that character cloud save. That's a great deal. If you want a good local co-op 9th gen, exciting, symmetric experience, look no further than the wonderful 101, the Metal Gear Revengeance of ARPGs from Platinum. Massively overlooked and still holds up incredibly, and there's also another game that featured on that ARPGs that aren't Diablo 4 list. That one's coming up as a standalone review because it went straight on after Diablo 4 and we had a cracking time. My name was of course Couch Coop, and more local co-op and single player content on the way. I'll see you on the other side of the Wilds launch. ACG.
Shusha